I'm Keith with the Trombone Shop at Schmidt Music, and I have here today a really unique member and piece of history, really, of the trombone family, specifically the Holton TR395 Superbone. This is, truly, I think, one of the few legendary instruments we have in our world, and it was designed by Holton in the 1970s to combine both the valve trombone and the slide trombone. Why? Well, it does some really interesting things. So again, the whole idea with this, and by the way, this was made famous by a lot of players. Maynard Ferguson, for example, really brought this to the table. He had a whole chart written for it. Superbone meets the bad man, right? And so the whole idea here is we have both the hand slide here, and we have the valve section that we are going to operate with our left hand, and together it gives some really unique opportunities. Whether you want to be doing just, you have some of the technical ability of the valve trombone, but you want to add some expression. Or there's some really unique ideas you can do through as far as playing around with some of the theoretical ideas. So, for example, we can take certain patterns. Guitar players talk about this a lot, where they have a certain fingering pattern they're using on the fretboard, and they shift that pattern up and down the fretboard. Well, in theory, we can do the same thing with this, whether we are doing it with the valves. So we're using the slide, and using the valves as essentially sliding up and down our fretboard, so to speak. Or, obviously, we can do the same thing with the hand slide. Now, obviously, it's a little bit of a mental game thinking about using both side by side, but it does open up some really cool opportunities with this. And frankly, I think it's a really great playing instrument too. It's one of my favorite valve trombones to play. I think it's got a wonderfully warm sound to it. They're awesome. So again, just a cool little piece of history that has come through the shop here.